vets in that could really help the group, and hopefully that's in our future.
This is the first time Kevin Porter Jr. has played back in Cleveland. He's talked openly about struggles and how far he's come. How proud are you of him when you see this moment tonight?
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. I'm happy for him to, I guess, after everything he's been through from the day he left here till tonight, there's been a lot. There's been a lot, and he has matured and grown and changed positions and done a good job, and I'm proud of him for that.
Coach, forgive me because I'm Cleveland media, and I know you talked about Jalen Green plenty, but if you were to just pick one area of improvement for him from last season to this season, is there a specific area that stands out the most to you?
Yeah, he is. The game comes a little bit easier to him now than it did last year. He's playing more efficiently, where he is getting to the free throw line more. He's not taking as many dribbles to get to his shot. He's finding his spots. The game slowed down a little bit more for him. So there were times last year where he was a little bit more out of control. This year he's a little bit better, and as he continues to progress, he'll be even better. So I would say the difference between last year and this year is his efficiency as far as getting to the free throw line. I mean, he had 40 the other night, and he was only on 22 shots, I believe, and that's becoming the norm for him as far as scoring, but not shooting a whole bunch of shots to get there.
What do you think the key for Jabari's play since the All-Star break has been?
Starting to make a few shots. that's been one of the main things, but he's settled down. I mean, things come so fast when you're a rookie, and there's a lot of expectations around, and you're just trying to survive, and the team is up and down and everything, but he is so consistent with his work, with his attitude, with like yesterday, and I told him this after practice yesterday. He was the one like, come on guys, let's lock in. We're only gonna do a couple things. Let's lock in, stay together. And then when we would mess something up, he'd be like, no, let's do it again. And that's who he is. So he's starting to understand the NBA game. He's making a few shots, but his leadership is starting to kind of creep into our team as well. And we need it. We got a bunch of young guys, and if we have a 19-year-old who's that mature and can get to the point where he is a leader of this group with his game and his personality, then we really got something.
Were you working on technique with his shot? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, his balance on his shooting has been one thing that we've been working on. His being square to the hoop has been another thing. And then the one thing that I've been hitting him on, John Lucas has been working with him, Rick Higgins has been working with him, but I've been on him about just shooting the same shot every time, and he should get the same results.
So you've been playing at 5, I guess, while Sengun was out. Like, is that a necessity, experimentation?
A little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both. If we can get a matchup where they're going to play in coverage against him and he can pick and pop and play to his strengths, we'll do that. If we can get a lineup where we can get to some switching, he's a good switcher. He can contain the ball handlers better than our other bigs. So, yeah, both. Necessity, but I want to see it because he is going to be a great defender. But right now he's just like long and quick and has good instincts. And again, 19 years old, there's a lot there.
What part of the defensive end of the floor does Alperen have to get better? I know it's been a topic of conversation a lot this year, but just because we know how good and polished he is offensively, but on the defensive end of the floor, where would you like to see him come farthest?
Pick and roll coverage is the main thing. When he is back in pick and roll, well, you think about how Cleveland plays, and they play, they can play back, they can play up, but when you play back in pick and roll, you have to either be able to contain the basketball or be long enough and agile enough to get to the roller, and finding that balance for him has been something that he's been working on as the season's gone along. And frankly, he's been trying harder lately on defense, and if you try hard, then you have your best chance to be pretty good, right? So he's been trying harder. He's been playing better defense in the pick and roll situations. Last game against Jaren Jackson Jr., he did a good job in the post with his post technique. A lot of it is technique based, but it's the try hard part. And again, he's 20. He's going to be fine. So, if there's games where maybe he sits a little bit more because it's hard for him to play the pick and roll, it's just growth and teaching and learning, and he's 20.
I actually wanted to kind of jump off of that. It's more of an introspective question, but what's the most enjoyable part of coaching for you when it comes to player development? Like, where do you get the satisfaction, I suppose, of the player development process?
Yeah, there's the satisfaction sometimes comes down the line when you see what a guy becomes. There's times during the game where I'll see where Jabari does something that we watched on film, or Alpy does something that we watched on film, or there's a pick and roll setup and screening combination that is right on time, and we don't allow the defender to go under, like little stuff like that. But like as far as my career is concerned, developing young rookies from LeBron when he was here to Steph and Luka and Kemba and Jalen and all these guys, a lot of it comes after frankly after I'm gone. Because it does take a little while for them to get to it. You think about Steph, and he was great, but nobody thought he was going to be MVP and all of the things that we worked on, and him developing his body and getting to a point where he was basically unstoppable. That's where the gratification comes, when you're in the trenches, but then you see down the line that they get it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah.